I was honored to receive that email that asked me to speak about Colombia, because anytime I get a chance to speak about Colombia, I take that chance, and I appreciate it. I did a little homework and I read the Collaborative Partnerships Mission Priority, and what stuck out to me was the reference to the Communion of Saints, because I think of the Communion of Saints as in all times and in all places, the saints that have gone before us as well as the saints now. And I think of my grandparents as Grandpa Gerhard and Helen Ostrom, that were some of the first missionaries that went with Joyce Berg and the Morks and others. And I think of them going to Colombia and making relationships with the people of Colombia and bringing the message of salvation through grace to the Colombian people. Through the Companion Synod relationship that we have, that has started in 2003, we have the opportunity to continue that legacy that they started. And it's just such an honor and a privilege for us, I think. What we continue to build relationships with the people of Colombia. They are such a beautiful people. We have witnessed so much faith and love and hope through them. It's amazing how strong their faith is, despite and maybe because of the hardships that they've been through. There was a woman in Villavicencio, in a shanty town that we visited, that was so thankful for having running water. But her running water was 2 hours a day. And she said, "I hope that others would be so blessed as I am to have running water in their home." And we were there in her home, and they had so very little. And yet they're so thankful, they're so grateful to God for what they have. And our kids that we brought down in 2009 learned so much from that, and from kids that gave them their bracelets off their wrists, the shirt off the one Carlos's back he gave to my son, and it was a Colombian soccer jersey, very, very special to him, I'm sure, and he gave it to Isaiah and said, "I want you to have this." And they are so generous right from their soul, and we have so much to learn from them. And I think of bringing another group down this summer, and I look forward to hearing more stories and learning more from them. I look forward to seeing what else can come of our relationship with the Colombian Lutheran Church, with the YELCO, and what the Companion Synod brings, and in renewing it hopefully this summer, to be able to further explore the relationship, because I think we've talked about the relationship being going both ways, and being spiritual and being prayerful, and in building relationships, and not being a financial relationship, but more of a spiritual relationship, and being able to benefit from each other and from the experiences that we show each other. I think that what I've seen in people is very transformational. People have learned what it is to be grounded and to be faithful, and I think that the Thanksgiving that we have seen in the Colombian people, we can learn from so much. When we come back to everything we have and all the material things we have, and to think that's not so important. It is what God has blessed us with that is important, with family and with His grace. When my daughter came back from the trip in 2009, she went into her room and she cried. She felt so bad for having all this stuff. And it's not that we want our kids to feel guilty from what they have, but to be thankful always for life and for grace, and not to be focused on material things. I think that that's a big lesson that we can learn from the Colombian people. We have opportunities through our partner congregation in Yopal to experience their lives. We have met in worship services through Skype, and we have shared videos to them, and they have shared greetings to us, and that has been a real part of that Communion of Saints as well. And we look forward to doing more of that, and actually to show other congregations that is possible too, having a relationship that you can share things like that. And with technology now, it's really given us that chance to be together and not feel so far apart.